guys, but let me tell you something. This is some actual great news. I personally think this is a big deal. Okay. And if I've been saying his name wrong this entire time, chat, you can correct me. All right. So this is chat's fault if I've been saying it. I don't think I have. I might have. I don't know. I'm bad with names. AJ Dybantsa. Hopefully I said it right. So he says he has some preferred teams on his list. Orlando Magic. We don't care about that. We don't care about Orlando. The San Antonio Spurs. He wants to play for the San Antonio Spurs. So if you're wondering who this is a phenomenal prospect, guys. I mean, top tier prospect. Not in this upcoming draft, but 2026. He is going to be absolutely nasty. When you talk about a player, and whether or not they have flaws, he really doesn't have one. You can name something, and I'll say, yeah, he's pretty elite at that. Other than passing, top pick, yeah, he's going to be first overall pick, 2026. No doubt about it. What's his position? He's kind of, I've seen him play power forward, small forward. He's kind of he's just a forward overall, but let's see. AJ Mintz. I wonder where they're going to put him in college. He's 17 at the moment. Let's see. Versatile forward. Yeah, that's how I see him. Let's see what they got him as. They got him as a forward and a guard. Forward and a guard. He's 6'9". Forward and a guard. So as far as Spurs needs, you know that we're going to need a small forward sooner than later. And yeah, he's that. Super versatile, guys. So I saw a lot of people comparing him, or I see a lot of people comparing him to Paul George. And I think he's going to be better than that. I know that's crazy to say, but I truly do believe he's going to be better than that. So if you're wondering what he's good at everything other than passing, but you know, that can get better. He's no slouch when it comes to shooting as well, but that can improve. I feel like his shooting is a little slow. His shot form is a little slow. I heard my cat. I was trying to make sure she wasn't jumping up here. So if you go to NBADraft.net, right? You don't have to take my word for it. All right. They are very conservative when it pertains to their comparisons. Okay. They're not going to just compare you to anybody. Very conservative. And they're conservative with their points as well. He basically got an A on everything. Athleticism, size, defense, strength, quickness, leadership, jump shot, NBA ready, ball handling, potential, passing, intangibles. And he's our type of guy. He doesn't do anything too fancy, right, with his ball handling, but he gets to his spots, right? He doesn't have to overcomplicate it. Their comparison, oh, Sebastian just said in the chat, I think he's a mix of T-Mac and SGA. Kind of ridiculous, guys. So the reason why I bring this up, I'm not bringing this up because it's obvious that, it's obvious the Spurs are going to get him in 2026. The NBA can't just keep allowing us to get away with this, right? 2025, we should have some pretty decent picks. 2026, obviously, we have Atlanta's swap. They have no reason to just tank, right? So if that's still on the table, they're going to try their best just to play well. They have no reason not to. And then I think the Spurs will be pretty decent in 2026. So as far as will we get them, I don't know. I don't think that that's possible. I think undoubtedly, unless something crazy happens, I hope nothing happens, but he's going to be a first overall pick. So the reason why I bring this up is because he's saying something that I think, he's 17 years old. He's saying something that I think a lot of NBA players just can't say right now. And that's they want to play for San Antonio. They want to play with Wemby. And the fact that the Spurs have kind of created a reputation for themselves. We already know the Orlando Magic has, but the Spurs kind of created a reputation for themselves. I can't speak. I'm sleepy. 1:00 in the morning. For being a defensive team. And this player, who is undoubtedly a two-way, recognizes that one of his best chances to shine is with the Spurs. Magic makes sense. And now the Spurs are becoming in that category. So, in that conversation. So, I just think this is a big deal. I think that this is, while it seems very small, I don't think this is very small. Okay. I think that this speaks to a lot of attitudes around basketball and wanting to play for the San Antonio Spurs. It'll be very hard, almost impossible. Yeah, getting the first overall pick in 2026. I don't see how we do that. I don't see. Luckily for us, 2025 has a lot of depth, a ton of depth, right? So if you get knocked out of the lottery, let's say, Chicago Bulls, that maybe we get kicked all the way to the 15, right? I think it's still decent. It's still good. So I'm not really worried. 2026, I don't really see an avenue for this unless you do some crazy trades. I was talking to my boy Swish Hill, and I was like, just hypothetically, what would you give up for AJ? My boy said, man, I would give up. His words, not mine. Okay, but I do know he's the real deal. He was like, man, I would give up 3 or 4 first round picks and like 3 or 4 young guys for AJ. But yeah, and the talk around town, guys, no flaws really. Absolutely no flaws. Perfect prospect, gonna be the first overall pick easily, and he wants to be a San Antonio Spur. Very big deal. Very big deal. So yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Giving up several firsts and all of our young guys. Yeah. It's nice, man. It's nice. So we'll see what comes out of this, but I'm not holding my breath. If you guys are interested in, taking a look at AJ, you can go to NBAdraft.net and take a look at the pros and weaknesses. But hey, just at a glance, you can see that the strengths is a whole page long and the weaknesses is a couple words. He's really impressive. He is. He's very impressive. So yeah, perfect player what the Spurs would need. But hey, probably won't happen. But people want to be a Spur, man. They want to be a San Antonio Spur. Let's see. Sohan, Vassell, and any pick someone can want. Okay, now you're just kind of defeating the purpose, right? I want to add him because of our already great defense, right? I don't want to get rid of our defense and then add AJ. They're part of the package. They're part of the package. And as far as young guys, so I don't put words in Switch's mouth. He was not talking about our 4. Okay, he wasn't talking about Wemby, Castle, Vassell, or Sohan. And if he did say that, I would have disagreed. I'm not doing that. AJ and Wemby has a nice ring to it. Remember, Alex Sarr was going number 1, but didn't want to go to Atlanta, so maybe we can get him. No. Some players are so good that it doesn't matter. No. Keep in mind that this last draft, the talent gap wasn't that crazy from the first to the second, from the second to the third to the fourth. I mean, the talent gap was pretty close throughout the lottery, right? It wasn't this huge drop off in talent necessarily. I mean, people said that Castle is kind of a sleeper. Like, oh, whoa, what the heck? People are confused on how good he is. What the heck's going on? Because the talent level just wasn't popping out to anybody, right? I don't know. Will I have to look at, or is there any competition in 2026? We'll have to look at that at a future date. I haven't looked deep into the 2026 draft. But what I do know is this player is good enough where I just don't think there'll be comp as far as who gets first overall. As long as he stays healthy, I don't think there will be competition. I feel like Vassell is bordering on an injury-prone, unavailable type player. Why did you say that? I don't want to agree. Because I think he's played. Okay, I know this isn't technically part of the segment. We'll end it on this. I feel like Devin Vassell has played quite a few games. Maybe our need for him is so high that we're kind of prone to think that he's injury prone, that he's like never there. But I don't think that's the case. Let's see. So last season we didn't have him for about a little bit more than 10 games. Season before that, okay, we didn't have him at all. Really. The season before that, we had him for quite a bit, and his rookie season we had him for quite a bit. I think he's all right. I think he's all right. I won't give him that tag yet. I don't think that's fair to give him that tag yet. Let's see what happens for the rest of the season. I agree. Devin Vassell hasn't even played any playoff minutes, and he can't even survive the regular season. I'm a hold off judgment on that one, guys. I'm gonna try to be positive when it comes to Devin. And keep in mind, this season it was a lingering. I guess this isn't gonna help my case, but it was a lingering injury from last season, right? I don't think there was anything new. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Was there anything new that Devin Vassell was dealing with? I'm pretty sure it was lingering from last season. Does that matter? I guess it doesn't really make a difference. We should draft Wemby's brother. We should just draft Wemby again. He's bordering, not yet. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Any other thoughts about this segment before we end it? See if I missed anything. They have so many picks they can trade up for. I think the Spurs should make the move, include picks and players. Okay. I just don't remember any of our big three dynasty being injury prone so young and early in their careers, and they played a ton of games, playoffs, and country games. You're kind of right. Yeah, you're kind of right. I feel like Manu was hurt sometimes, but yeah. Dude, I remember one year when Tony went down and Manu had to run like point guard. I think Manu was running point guard. Man, Manu went off. It was a stretch. He was just murdering teams. It was so impressive. I can't remember what year that was though. Was that 2011? No, it couldn't have been 2011. When was it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Late. All the juicy topics have already been done. Hey, it's all right. Anyways, end the segment.